All right, testing. All right, testing. 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 All right. All right. Welcome back to Knights of the Old Republic. Going to try a different stream setting this time to see if I can get the cutscenes to display on the stream. Ooh, we have a Darth Malak scene.
Calo Nord is dead, Lord Malak. He has failed in his mission. Forgive me.
The penalty for failure is death, Admiral Kareth. But the failure was Calo's, not yours. You may rise.
Shall I hire another bounty hunter, Lord Malak?
No mere bounty hunter can stand against a Jedi. I shall not make the same mistake again. My apprentice, Darth Bandon, shall take care of our young Jedi friend.
Those of you who saw my first stream will recognize this guy. It's the Dark Jedi from the Endar Spire himself.
Find Bastila and bring her to me, alive, if possible.
As you command, Master.
All right. Well, it looks like the setting I changed did not help. Gonna have to figure out a way for that.
You felt it, yes? Another vision? The Force continues to work through us, showing us the star maps unearthed by Reverend Malak. It is strange that anyone would have built a star map here. The entire surface of Manon is covered by nothing but vast oceans. The ocean floor is vast, and much of it is uncharted, even by the native Selkath. But how could Reverend Malak have found their way down? No doubt things will become more clear once we discover the star map's location.
Alright, we have arrived on Manon, another of Star Wars' oceanic worlds. We will learn its importance shortly, but first I want to talk to our newest party member, one Jolie Bindo.
Got something on your mind, do?
Why did you come with me?
You got yourself a fast little ship? I'd forgotten what engine sounded like. The closest thing to that on Kashyyyk is an Uller in mating season. Ugh, frightful.
So you wanted a ride?
Or it could be for the free food. What's the gunk that comes out of the synthesizer on this bucket anyway? Do you never clean the darn thing?
Yeah, all ships in Star Wars have a synthesizer that will, like, use nutrient mixes to try and make recreations of various dishes and cuisine. And apparently the one on the Ebon Hawk is not very good.
I'm old, damn it. I'm allowed to be anything I want to be. And don't you go telling me otherwise. You know, you remind me of someone else I knew ages ago. Pleasant enough fellow, great destiny, all of that. Breath like a bantha.
Is that a comment on my breath?
No, but it could be. An Anduvian salt tablet will clear that right up, you know. Anyway, where was
guy?
Oh yes, Andor Vex was his name. The Force swirled around him like a hurricane. That's how great his destiny was.
Never heard of him.
No, you wouldn't have. Sometimes swirling force is just swirling force. It gets us old Jedis excited at our age, so we go, ooh, destiny. Well, it turned out that poor Andor believed a wee bit too much in the infallibility of that destiny. That overconfidence turned out to be his downfall.
Is this supposed to be some kind of meaning?
I don't know. Are you overconfident? I hadn't noticed. Even if I had, I would never comment on it. We're talking about Andor, remember? Let's see. Oh yes, Andor's downfall. I was pretty young myself when it happened. At the time, I thought that Andor's destiny couldn't be more boring.
How young are we talking?
Well, let's just say that I was a strapping young lad with a full head of hair, and Coruscant was a small town with a well. I was just about to abandon Andor to whatever the Force intended for him when his ship was overtaken by a Dimian warship. Now, you've probably never heard of the Dimians, but at the time they were a nasty lot led by a nastier overlord named Krat. Tall fellow, big teeth. Krat has us hauled onto the bridge of his ship for questioning, and that's when I knew that Andor's destiny was at hand.
Andor killed Krat, I take it?
Of course he did. Haven't you been listening? It was not in the way you'd probably expect, though. Well, Andor decides that his destiny makes him invulnerable and starts making all sorts of demands. Free me now. I'm not answering questions. Blah, blah, blah. Don't you know who I am? Krat decides he's had enough and begins crushing Andor's neck. I told the boy he should have kept his mouth shut. I think he agreed, too. Those could have just been gurgling noises.
Gurgling noises? Yeah, right.
Finally, Krat has enough of Andor and tosses him aside into this giant energy intake shaft. Andor gets sucked in and starts bouncing around, screaming. Maybe Andor hit something sensitive on the way down, or just didn't agree with the reactor core. Next thing I know, all the ship's alarms are ringing.
You're kidding.
Everyone panics, and I run, barely making it to the ship in time before the explosion. Krat dies horribly, and the Dimians never quite recovered. Changed the political course of the entire sector for centuries to come. I'd call that quite a destiny, wouldn't you?
My character nodded there, that was pretty good. How can you even be sure Andor was responsible?
What? Are you kidding? What are the odds of that happening anyway? 1,000,000,000 to 1? You should do so well as to be sucked into the engine of some evil Sith Lord, you know. Andor was a hero.
Sort of. Yeah.
Anyway, go on. My throat is dry and you're making me cranky.
Shoo! This guy is hysterical. I love him so much. I know I've read more about the Dimians that he brought up somewhere, but... Let's try and trigger some side quest stuff before we continue.
Ready.
Toughness.
What?
And now we're gonna hear what the big point of Banan is here.
You Republic people are so pathetic, sitting around groveling at the table scraps the galactic senators deign to give you. It makes me sick.
The senators work for the good of the whole galaxy, not for individual gain.
Ha! Don't make me
sometimes
laugh,
that's
you
true.
gutless simp. It's the destiny of weak-minded fools like you to be ruled over by the strong, like we Sith.
I'm warning you. Don't push me or you'll get just what you're asking for.
Try it. Just try it. I'd love to see you throw the first punch. And with all the cameras around, the Selkath would be all over you inside of 30 seconds. You break their laws. You pay the price, Republic scum. But I can see that you're not man enough to back up your words anyway. If you ever feel like relieving yourself of your worthless existence, feel free to come by our enclave here. We have many, many ways to fulfill your wish.
All right.
Yeah, what are you... Oh, I apologize, Master Jedi. I should not have been rude.
Funny how I'm not walking around with lightsabers or anything. And he still calls me Master Jedi, just re-scripted there.
No, really. I should apologize. I should try to control myself. As you Jedi do. Is there anything I can help you with?
Just a second. Alright.
Well, of course,
Alright,
I'm
so
always willing to help a Jedi.
Let's let this guy
What do you
explain
require?
it. Why are there Sith?
Well, for the KotOR, of course. Really, that's the only reason anyone would want to be here. It's the only reason the Selkath built Ahto City in the first place. To explore KotOR.
Alright.
I'm sorry, but everyone knows what KotOR is. It's the most powerful healing agent in the galaxy. I would have died several times myself if we didn't have this stuff handy. But the reason it's important here is that KotOR is only found naturally on Manan, and all of our attempts to synthesize it have failed miserably. So, we sit here on the surface, the Selkath harvesting what KotOR bubbles up from the bottom of the ocean, and we buy it from them. Well, us and the Sith, of course. The Selkath don't want to play favorites. The Selkath think that by staying neutral, they can play both sides, selling KotOR to everyone that needs it, and making themselves too valuable to be worth conquering. Well, that,
yeah.
And they threaten to destroy the only natural source of KotOR on the planet if anyone tries to attack them. But I think they're underestimating the length the Sith will go to get what they want. Is there anything else you... Of course. If you have any other... Oh, if you have a...
Alright, so... Basically what's going on here is Manan is neutral in this war. Manan is neutral in the war. The Republic and the Sith both have embassies set up here to buy KotOR, a powerful healing agent, from the Selkath. Ooh, side quest!
Karth Onesi, is that you?
Jordo?
It is you, isn't it? I knew it when I laid eyes on you. You old space dog. How have you been? I thought for sure you'd be fighting on some ship out there.
I was. I crashed.
That's pretty rich. I can't imagine what it would take to keep you on the ground. Must have something to do with your friend here, eh? How's it going?
Your friend of Karth?
Sure am. We joined the militia together back on Telos. That was a lot of years ago, of course.
So what are you doing here, Jordo? Last time I saw you was on, well, Telos, actually.
Yeah, it's a shame about home. Telos still hasn't recovered. The family and I moved on, and I'm working for Zerka now. I didn't see you after... what I mean is, my condolences on your wife. I heard what happened. At least your boy made it through all right.
My boy? You mean Dustle?
Yes, of course. I saw him at my last stop on Korriban, though he didn't recognize me. You didn't know he was there?
No. Jordo, Dustle's been missing since the attack on Telos. Are you absolutely certain it was him?
Yeah, I'd recognize Dustle anywhere. Positive. He's joined the Sith, Garth.
What do you mean he's joined the Sith?
There's an academy for the Sith on Korriban. He's a student there. I saw him suited up in their outfit and everything. Sorry, I thought you knew.
No, I didn't. Well, thanks for telling me, Jordo.
Sure, no.
Dustle is alive.
We'll go there as soon as we can, buddy.
Thank you. I just have to see him. I have to know what happened to him. All this time I thought he was I mean, he must be a man by now.
Alright, so for those of you who missed the bits in my previous streams where I was talking to Karth about his backstory, he initially didn't trust me because his mentor had betrayed him years ago and bombed his home planet of Telos. His wife died in that bombardment. He thought his son had too, and that guy just came to tell us that his son is trying to join the Sith on Korriban, which is incidentally a planet we'll be visiting later in the game. Let's see what this guy's got. If I remember, this guy with the enhanced merchant spot, he probably has some of the insane lightsaber crystals. Yeah. Alright, so these are mine. These Mandalorian Vipers have really good stats in the second game, but not so much in this one. Exar Kun's light battlesuit. Yeah, right. Yeah, these crystals are kind of crazy. I already have lightsabers that have them, but maybe I'll pick more up later. That'll be really good once I get to a point where I need more dex bonus, like when I'm using robes instead of armor. But for now, that's good. Alright, so I'm gonna reboard the Ebon Hawk and pick some new party members because I think I can trigger another side quest thing. Oh yeah, this is really annoying. And then it faces me back outside, and it would turn back on. Yep, you see? This thing is so annoying. And we'll have another conversation with Jolie because he's funny.
Got something up.
You never did say why you wanted to come with me.
Oh, I never did I?
I don't have to take you with me.
Of course you do. I know things, remember? You think you can make it around this part of the galaxy without me? But don't answer that. At any rate, I already told you why I wanted to leave. I'd seen everything I wanted to on Kashyyyk. Time to go. Time to move on.
In other words, he got bored. Move on to where?
To bed. I'm old and tired, you know.
That always gets me. This guy's hilarious. No, really.
How many kilometer-high trees can you find an interest in before you figure you've had enough? I'd bet you can't be bothered to stay in one room for more than 15 minutes. And then there's all the critters and the shadows. I'm just happy to be
That
back
would be
in
funny
space
if I didn't
doing
have
something
ADHD.
new. Is that too much to ask? So I could.
Good.
Well, not having a ship does tend to put a damper on that kind of idea, however. I'll
Good
admit,
point.
for all its flaws, Kashyyyk was home enough. But when you came along and I saw the destiny you had before you, I couldn't help but be intrigued.
Yeah, we'll see later after a certain plot twist happens that he really did kind of sort of see it in a very literal sense.
Of course not. Weren't you listening last time? I can see that you have a destiny before you, but the details are far from clear. In fact, everything about you that I can see is odd. Slightly off. as if my eyes are trying to trick me. Something is very dark about you, but, I'm sure you don't need to hear my ruminations. You've probably got enough nosy Jedi offering you one opinion after another to make you sick.
Tell me more about what you see.
Your future will come of its own accord, trust me. Sometimes navel-gazing at it doesn't get you anywhere.
He's got a point.
I wouldn't worry about it too much if I were you. You remind me a bit of Nomi.
Oh!
And that can't be all bad.
Lore time!
Nomi Sunrider. She came late to the Force, just as you have, and became one of the greatest Jedi ever. Oh, fine lass. Whether you'll follow the same path remains to be seen. For one thing, we'll never get anywhere if you stand around chatting up old men all day.
You along as an observer?
Nonsense. Have I ever refused to help you when you asked? How confused can one person be anyway? One thing I will say is that this little escapade does remind me a bit of my adventuring days before the war. Those were exciting times. Or at least it would remind me of those times if we didn't stand around. What's keeping you? You're too young to be so talkative. Shoo!
Oh, this guy! Yeah, the war he's referring to is the war with Exar Kun. And this Nomi Sunrider person, oh boy. Nomi Sunrider. Nomi Sunrider became a Jedi at... She, as he said, she became a Jedi at an older age, but as time went on, she showed talent and a lot of very rare Force abilities. She was good at dispelling Force illusions. She was good at battle meditation, the same one Bastila has been renowned for in this game. I'm max light already. Anyway, the other thing she was good at is that, like, there are certain Force abilities that it takes multiple people to do. And at one point, she used the Sever Force ability. Ooh, we triggered Canderous' thing. Sorry, distraction.
Ah, so we meet again, Canderous. It has been quite a long time.
Joggy?
Remember when he talked about the Battle of Althir? Well...
He was a warrior under my command up to the Battle of Althir. But I thought...
You thought I was dead, didn't you? You thought all of us that you had sent on that attack had perished. You sent us to die in a foolish attack, while you directed your forces elsewhere. You broke from the battle plan and let us die for it, so that you could have the honor of being the first to kill the enemy commander.
So yeah, if you remember Canderous' story, he made a strategic decision that won them the battle, and this guy's accusing him of doing it for selfish reasons.
I did what was prudent at the time. If I had not done it, the battle would have...
The battle would have been won anyway. I am tired of your excuses, Canderous. I have spent years tracking you down since the clans were banished, and I will not rest until I've had my vengeance.
What are you gonna do?
I challenge you, Canderous. I challenge you to fight the fight you fled that day above Althir, in the doomed seas of Tatooine. I will be waiting for you. I have spread the news of the challenge since I learned you had landed on this world. All the surviving Mandalorian clans know of what I do here, and that we shall meet on Tatooine to settle this debt of vengeance once and for all. If you fail to meet me there, you shall be stripped of all honor and forever cast out of our society. It will be you and me alone in the doomed seas of Tatooine. A final battle that can only end in death. I shall be waiting for you there, Canderous.
Alright, so he just challenged Canderous to a 1v1 on Tatooine. We'll get to that later.
I've been given a challenge I can't ignore. The sooner we get to Tatooine...
Yep, we'll get to Tatooine later. But for now, I'm gonna double check Juhani and then we'll get started with Manon proper. Now, where was I when Joggy appeared? Oh yeah, Nomi Sunrider. Yeah, at one point she used the Sever Force ability, which normally requires a whole team of Jedi to do, and she did it by herself. There's an element of emotional outrage to it. If you read the Sith War comic, you'll see it.
How may I be of...
But if you're gonna read the Sith War comic, I highly suggest you just read all of the Tales of the Jedi series. It's all phenomenal. You'll get backstory to Onderon, which is a place we'll go to in the second game. You'll get all the... You'll get the Beast Wars, you'll get Warp Null, you'll get Exar Kun's whole story, and you'll get the redemption of Ulic Keldroma.
What is it you...
Okay, so she's good for now. All right. All right, so we are going to bring Jolie because he has a thing on this planet, and we are going to bring Galvar. Alright, this guy's gonna be a total beast now, but we are going to give him Ceremonial Blade and this has attack modifier on it. Oh, it's got cold damage, that's good. Alright, so here's what okay, sorry about this.
Sure.
I am gonna go back on board the Ebon Hawk and I'm going to go to the workbench. I'm going to upgrade Zalba's swords so that they'll be crazy. And then we'll actually get started with Manons. Alright, so I'm gonna... So yeah, Bacca's blade's done, so we're gonna bring him, and we're gonna bring him. And we are gonna check the stats, Bacca. 6-16, destroyed. Damage +4 energy damage. That's threat +2. Wow, this is crazy good. Alright. Sadly, this is not upgradable. I was thinking of the second game. 4-15. Poison, attack 3. But yeah, you're gonna use Nagasadow's sword.
Yes?
That's good. I don't even remember where I got that from, one of the loot drops somewhere. In the vanilla game with no mod, when you're playing with no mods, there's only one place you can get that. You can mind control this guy to get the Gizka vermin off your ship, but it's not worth it. Alright. See, Manon is the home to a healing mineral called KotOR, which only occurs naturally on Manon. The Selkath are staying neutral so they can sell it to both sides. Alright. Here's a trick if you're ever playing this game yourself. You only really have to talk to this guy the first time. The door will stay open. If you talk to him, it'll close, and you'll have to pay the docking fee again. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can which way to Autumn West. Because that's where we'll get our side quest for Jolie. You know what? Will Jolie talk to me here?
Got something.
You mentioned yes! More Jolie!
Did I say that? Strange the tricks memory plays as you get older.
I feel that.
Didn't I say that my past was my affair? You don't see me poking and prodding you with questions, do you?
Oh my gosh, this guy's hilarious. Alright. You've already said so much. I'm curious.
I'm not here to satisfy your curiosity. No staring at the old man. That's what the sign says, damn it. Besides, you don't really want to hear about me. We're talking ancient history. Probably before you were born. History bores kids. Proven fact.
And now here's one of my favorite responses to the entire game. Yeah, well, old people love to talk about history. Proven fact.
Oh, fine. Have it your way. Just don't cry about it later. Yes, I was an adventurer. Happy now? I wasn't even done with my Jedi training back then. I had a full head of hair and an eagerness to see absolutely everything. Sound familiar? The Council was never happy with willful, brash Jolie Bindo, you see. Even less so when I began my smuggling career.
You were a smuggler?
Don't look at me like that, damn it. I wasn't always the wrinkled coot I am now, you know. I can still fight, too. So wipe off that smirk I see there. At the time, the Yukata system was interdicted by its own king. He preferred to keep his people starving and poor, all the better to oppress them. The Senate was trying to negotiate a peace, but they were getting nowhere as usual. I decided I wasn't going to wait. I found myself a ship and a partner, and we began smuggling food and supplies to the Yukata citizenry through the blockade.
So basically Robin Hooding to them. Was it dangerous?
Oh, it was. I was a half-decent pilot in those days, and with the Force guiding me, we made it through some tough spots nobody else would have.
You were a pilot too?
Pilot, smuggler, several other things too. Or did you suppose I was always a crotchety hermit?
Well, where'd you get the credits for the supplies?
Well, we didn't buy all the equipment per se. Some were happy to donate goods. Some we just, knew had more than they could use.
So you stole it?
Stole is such a harsh word. They would have donated those goods readily enough if they were compassionate. I considered it a tax on the greedy. We only got caught once. Alone
so yeah, he was basically Space Robin Hood.
Crash landing. I thought the Force had abandoned me, as I remember.
Imagine that. Joliet is very bad. What happened then?
Well, as it happens, getting shot down turned out to be very fortunate. That day was the day
The day you what?
Well, that was the day I met my wife.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right. When you're digging through the trash, you shouldn't be surprised when you encounter something unpleasant. If it's all the same to you, I'd prefer to stop talking now. My mouth is starting to draw flies.
Oh, shut up. Yeah. Oh, we got into more Republican Sith stuff.
Your precious Republic's days are numbered. It won't be long until Malak turns his armada loose on Coruscant itself.
Save your empty threats, Sith scum. Malak isn't stupid enough to attack the core worlds, now with the entire Republic fleet waiting for him.
You're a fool. When the Sith descend on Coruscant, our numbers will block out the sun itself. The galactic senators will collapse trembling in fear and beg for mercy at Malak's feet.
You underestimate the Republic's resolve. We'll die before we surrender Coruscant.
That can be arranged. Remember what happened to Taris. Malak could do the same to the core worlds.
He wouldn't dare.
Now it is you who underestimate our resolve.
For those of you who missed my previous streams, yeah, Malak bombarded Taris. Oh, this guy. We had a data pad that someone handed to us on Tatooine after we defeated Calo Nord, telling us to meet this Hulas fellow on Manan. That is for a side quest that involves some assassinations and backstabbing, but it's a very dark side quest, so let me know if you're interested in seeing that. I'll do it if you guys want to see it.
Hey! Heidi.
Yeah, she just tried to extract toll from us that doesn't actually exist. That's the swoop thing. I would go in there if I was gonna do the whole side quest I brought up.
We might have a position within the Sith organization for one such as you.
Your offer is pretty good, but I've heard some nasty things about you, Sith. Is it true you bombed Terrace into dust?
This is war. In war, certain distasteful acts cannot be avoided. But ask yourself this, when we win this war, would you rather be against the Sith or with us?
You make a good point.
Excellent.
Yeah, they just recruited him. So the Sith base is over there. I went the wrong way. We'll get back to the Sith base, don't you worry. Oh yes, this is where we need to go for our main quest, Republic Embassy.
Welcome to Manan. I'm Roland Wan. As the official representative of the Republic Embassy on this planet, I'm here to help all citizens of the Republic should they require aid.
Why are you learning so much KotOR?
KotOR is a precious resource. Its healing powers are near miraculous. During times of war, KotOR becomes even more valuable. As long as we have the permits, we will continue to harvest KotOR and ship it to our Republic soldiers battling against the Sith. Of course, the Sith enjoy the very same privileges. If there was some way we could gain an edge over the Sith in our KotOR supply, but the Selkath are fiercely protective of their neutrality in this conflict. They do not want to grant either side an advantage.
I have a mission for the Jedi. Perhaps you can help?
Oh, of course. Of course, I'll do whatever I can. But I'm only a simple diplomatic representative of the Republic. I doubt I can be of any use to the Jedi Council.
Ooh, food. Alright. Let's take a star map.
An ancient and forgotten race. And you think it may be here on Manan?
You know something?
Well, perhaps. But if you want to get information about that, you'll have to do something for me first. We were using a submersible reconnaissance droid in the ocean surrounding Otto City, and it was damaged. It took a data recording of the outside of the city before being driven off by the Faraxan sharks. But while it was returning to the surface, it encountered difficulties and was disabled. Its automatic systems floated it to the surface, but we could not retrieve it in time. The Sith were applying subtle pressure to the Selkath authorities for some reason we've not determined, and were able to delay us long enough that they could retrieve the droid before we did. The droid's data centers are heavily encrypted, so it will take the Sith several days, we believe, to get to its data. It was captured 12 hours ago. It is imperative that we get it back.
Where is
it's
it?
Heavily guarded, we're sure, in the Sith embassy here on Manan. Since we have no remaining soldiers to spare, and certainly not our elite ones, we have no one capable of entering the Sith base and retrieving it. That is what we would ask.
How do I get in?
There are several leads we've been working on to get into the Sith base. Any of them should work for you, although it might be wise to concentrate your efforts on just one. The first method that's possible, we think he is good. We met the good, but the Sith here's you. You'll need.
That's the easy one. I've never successfully decrypted. Basically, there's 3 ways we can get in, and there's only one I've ever proven successful at. There's a prisoner inside the Republic Embassy that we can interrogate, or there's pass cards we can decrypt, or there's this landing bay we can raid and just take a ride in. And that's the one I always do because I've never solved either of the other 2 as many times as I've played this game.
How much for all this stuff, Ty? Chiwi. Thanks, Tabber.
Alright, this guy's another shop.
Chiwi.
What you have in stock? Alright. for Cass's fat gun. Yeah. Alright. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try and find... There's a side quest I want to do before we enter the Sith base. And then at that point... There's a super quick... Oh my gosh. Valbar? There you are. Alright. We will meet someone here that Jolie knows.
Jolie, it is you. I need your help.
Laura, of all the people, how did you even know I'd left Kashyyyk?
I didn't. Nobody knew where you were, not even Sunry. But I heard the Selkath mention you and your friends. The Force has brought you to help us.
Why? Whatever could be the matter, my dear?
It's horrible, Jolie. Sunry has been arrested. The Sith have accused him of murder.
Murder? But how?
It's all a mistake, Jolie. Sunry isn't a murderer. Someone is trying to frame him.
Calm down, Alora.
I know the
Where's
truth,
Sunry
though.
now?
I've played this enough
Sunry's
times.
being held at the Selkath courts. They won't let anyone in to see him. Please, go to the courts. Talk to the judges.
Don't worry.
Alright, so... We have a side quest. So basically what I can do is I can go to the courts. Oh yeah, there's also some side quests I can pick up here that we can just do along the way while we're doing our other stuff. So if I remember, this guy talks about the mercenaries. I'm gonna skip Selkath dialogue because their voices are kind of annoying. What do you want me to do? So... Alright, so basically... I'll look into it. So basically, the Republic is hiring a ridiculously inordinate number of mercenaries, and he asked me to find out why. There's another Selkath over here. So basically, this guy says his daughter and a bunch of other Selkath children have vanished, and he asked me to talk. Shall look into the disappearance. And now, there's someone right over here we can talk to about that. This fellow.
I am not for hire. Ask whatever you wish.
Heard anything about young Selkath?
Perhaps.
Maybe I'll just gut you like a Selkath preparing an Orcana ray for lunch.
You speak the language of my people.
Yeah, Iridorians are known for being kind of vicious.
But we are a rare breed on this planet. Even the Sith here are as weak as the cowardly fish people. The Sith sought to buy my loyalty with credits, as if wealth could somehow quench my burning bloodlust. They would have been better off hiring a Chani for the errands they had me running.
What were you doing?
The task paid well, but was boring, and beneath me. I was told to lure the Selkath youth to the Sith embassy. Nothing more. I lied, I threatened, I promised, and I brought the most promising youth of the fish people. And there I left them. To what purpose?
Sounds like the Sith are trying to win this planet by corrupting the Selkath youth. Much more subtle than their usual methods.
So yeah, there we go. This guy was hired to lure the Selkath children to the Sith embassy.
Yes,
Alright. Now we're gonna go to the judges and become the... We're basically gonna offer to become Sunry's lawyer for that trial.
Do we have a deal?
That's an awful...
Don't make just...
The Republic, if the
So basically, the Sith started a brawl, and that was the trial. Sorry about that. I just got my dinner. I want to investigate the Sundry murder case.
I suppose. Yes, but...
So basically, they just let me become Sunry's lawyer for this case. Which is really weird because I'm a rando off-worlder who has no law training. And like, you can get this over super quickly. Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah, he'll let me in. And here's
Jolie, what are you doing here? Alora sent me, Sunry. I'm here to get you out of this mess. The courts went and made us arbiters for your case.
Just like old times, eh, Jolie? You come swooping in out of nowhere to save my tail from the fire?
You saved my wrinkle butt more than a few times as well, friend, if I recall. But there'll be time for catching up later. Right now, we need to focus on the case.
The case is a complete frame-up. Anyone looking at the evidence could see that. Or so I thought. But the Cellcasts seem to think that there's enough to go to trial. There aren't any witnesses.
Completely flawed.
Well, I was at the hotel, I admit. And I did meet Alasa there that night, but it's not what you think.
I was working with Republic intelligence. We were pretending to feed information to the Sith. Well, I turned Alasa into a double agent working for us.
It was going well, too, until she turned up dead. Maybe the Sith had found out I was turning her and had her eliminated.
But let's look at the facts they've given.
Alasa was brutally killed. Think about that. She was a Sith, trained in battle, and I'm just a crippled old man. My war injuries make it difficult for me to walk, even to hold things. See how my hands are shaking? How could I kill a Sith warrior at close quarters? I ask you! Further, they say they found my...
Obviously, the Sith planted the cross.
So basically, a war medal of his was found at the scene, and he thinks that's a frame-up. There's a guy in a hotel we can ask about it, and then somebody tells us to go investigate more deeply.
Very well. Once you...
Yeah, basically, there's evidence you can find for him being totally guilty. Zalbar? Excuse me.
What?
Thank you. I forget which way to go. Alright. Here. Alright, we're gonna go to the Republic Embassy. We're gonna go to the hotel. I'll show you the people you interrogate. There's a guy you can pay to change his story, but that's not worth it. Like, you can have a big, long trial, or you can just do this and have it over with him being guilty. I think turning him in for because he did the wrong thing is totally... Basically, there's a big gray area here. Like, the Sith are obviously the bad guys here, but this would end up giving the Sith an advantage.
You're the one defending Sunry now, huh? Well, the hotel's open for you. And I...
Well, you saw the night
The
of murder.
Sith woman, Alasa, rented a room in the hotel. An hour or two later, Sunry comes in and goes to her room. Couple hours later, I hear a blaster shot and see Sunry running. He can't run good because he's a cripple, but he still was going pretty fast. I would swear he started after the shot, though.
Alright. You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty damn sure he left after the shot went off. What do you want to know? There were only 2 other people and normally I don't... The other don't know anything.
So yeah, basically he...
Well...
So basically he tells me the Sunry left after the shot went off. That's pretty convenient for the case. Let's get the walking carpet out of my way.
You with the Selkath? You here to see me about... I told the damn fish everything I knew. What more do you all want from me?
Why is everyone so racist against the Selkath? Well, you know what,
Sunry, I only heard of once or twice in passing. Some sort of old-time war hero against the Sith. Seen him around in the hotel, too. Going to Alassa's room always, of course. Kept the rest of the building up half the night with their damn antics usually. Yes, she rented a room every week or so. Coincidentally, it was right about the same time that Sunry would show up. They didn't seem all that discreet either.
Sunry's having a relationship.
I'm not saying anything like that. What they did in that room, in private, is their business. And there isn't any rule against Sith and Republic seeing each other for personal reasons. Although if you think her Sith master didn't know, you must be fooling yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Alassa was... Well, one time, I saw Alassa coming in wearing this big cloak. I was on my way to my room, and she normally wears stuff like that, so I didn't pay her too much attention. But this time, I accidentally brushed up against her. Accidentally, of course. And her cloak fell open. Now, I don't have any qualms about the Sith. I leave them alone, and they leave me alone.
Not for long.
And seeing as how Alassa had a Sith lightsaber under her cloak, I'm not going to poke that hornet's nest. Seems so. But now that's all.
So yeah, Alassa was a Dark Jedi. Yeah, I just... Yeah, there's this guy.
Glupor tong hit. Glupor yon kung chiwi ita. Bola un chikne muli ra glupor. Kon muli slimo pui. Glupor kinpanik chal. Glupor chi ita kangki. Changa kinpon. Glupor nibo jimata. Glupor tong hit. Glupor picha ge borang tu. Kun muli ras tong about glupor tong.
So basically, the Sith. No, the Sith paid him to leave Sunry's medal at the scene.
No problem. Got it.
Nice. Okay, that teleporting was pretty goofy, but now we've got this prompt from this fellow.
You, Jedi. I hear you are investigating the Sunry murder trial, are you not? This case is not at all what it appears to be. Many currents, might I say, flow beneath the surface. This murder is much more complicated than it may first appear. Sunry and Alassa are proxies for their governments, and both sides want the other to fail.
Yeah.
You can see the journey by the footprints. You understand, yes?
I think so.
Dear. I'm saying they both had something to do with it. They've both kept their hands in this from the start. If you want to get to the bottom of this murder, you might seek information from both the Sith and the Republic, likely in their embassies.
Oh, yeah.
No, of course not. You would have to be... Heed my advice, Jedi.
So yeah,
And
he
you
just
may
told me
yet
to
find
check
the
both
truth
of their
in this
embassies for evidence. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a break from that for a bit and go to the Sith embassy. Go to the Sith embassy, get a little bit of combat, rescue the Selkath children, find the Republic's droid. Here we go again with the stupid camera prompts. Of course, my wisdom stat is that good.
That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet.
So we are now gonna go to the Sith Embassy. This is the one issue I have with this planet, with this game in general, is that all of the politics, or the vast majority of the politics, are focused on this one planet. In the second game, the politics are interwoven through multiple planets. I can see the chat screen, so feel free to interact. I'm happy to answer any questions about Star Wars lore you guys might have.
That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet.
Alright, this is a flow control. This puzzle's annoying. Basically, there's a bunch of rooms here that are just filled with water. I have to set it up so I just have a clear path all the way through.
Warning. Warning. Warning.
Filled with water.
Warning. Warning. Warning.
Gosh dang it!
Warning.
This is so annoying, I hate this puzzle. And now it's just gonna forcibly force it.
Warning. Warning. What?
Alright.
Warning.
I think I got it. Alright, perfect. Alright, so now we just have a straight path. Yeah. Let's see if I can fix that. Alright, let's see if I can fix that issue there. Give me a second here. See if I can fix them. Alright! Alright, so yeah, I've got it. Alright, I'm seeing, I reloaded the page, I see your messages now, we're good. But yeah. The crystal, I do have other lightsaber people in the party.
Never too old for this!
Yeah, those particular crystals I pointed out, the stats of all the other crystals that you may have equipped in your weapon. It aligns with your character, yeah. That assassination quest really is... It's very...
I think I've been poisoned.
As far as my alignment is, I'm light-sided. The quest is dark side aligned, yet at the same time it also wipes out some assassins. So like it's like a gray area.
That hurt, I bet.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna go find this Spellcast kid.
That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet. I think I've been poisoned.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see what you got.
That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet.
Alright.
I still got it.
Yeah, like, I've got plenty of stuff. It's not like doing it'll prevent me. It's not like not doing it'll prevent me from getting to max level. And like, I do have another mod later on if I decide I really want to get to max level faster. Alright.
That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet.
Alright, so now here's where we get to the Cellcast children. So, one of these rooms... I think it's this one? Yes! So yeah. So yeah, she hands us a medallion. These particular kids were tortured to death. Small explanation when something's not worth it. Alright. But yeah. It's not the... Yeah, like, it's less of it's not worth it, but more of I'm a light-sided character, and that's a very dark-sided quest. But yeah, Cellcast. This is a test. Sith are teaching us mastery of the Force. Ah! The public propaganda. Alright, so basically I just convinced her that the Sith tortured her friends to death. Not worth it because it doesn't align. Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. It's a very dark-sided quest and I'm trying to play a light-sided character. I usually do it anyway because it's fun. Like, there's a really funny... There's a guy you hunt down during that particular quest that's a shapeshifter, and very occasionally you can get him to trigger... You can get his shapeshifting trigger to make him copy one of your party members. If you have that particular party member with you that he copies, you'll get to fight dialogue, especially if it's Jolie. But it's not worth it just for that.
That hurt, I bet.
Ooh, level. Sweet. Skills. Wait, and I will go... Computer, actually, because there's gonna be a computer thing right at the end of the game. Force Breach, yes, I'm with that. Sadly, the Valor is... Yeah, Jolie is dope. I love this. I love that guy.
How did you get in here? Wait.
Say it with me, guys. Lord Malak was most displeased when you learned you had escaped Canderous alive.
Well, let me guess. You intend to collect this reward, right?
I love Jolie. He's so funny. See? He's... So basically, here's what we're gonna do. Oh man, Force Breach is restricted by Armor 2. Maybe I should just start using robes now. Oh my gosh, I got him in stasis. That's how strong I am. Oh, and my guns had stun on them, so we destroyed him. Alright, we got a crystal, we got a lightsaber, we got some robes and an implant. Yeah, that's a data. Basically, if they don't accept the medallion from the ones that were tortured as evidence, you get that instead. But yeah, the plan with this build is to stun lock the final boss. And that's what the Force Breach power is for. That breaks through his Force defenses, reduces his will saves so that I can actually stun him. We just took one step, yeah. Yep. I wiped the floor with that guy. But yeah, that's the side quest with the Selkath kids. Now we're gonna get the droid for the Republic people. Oh, wait, I missed a room back there. I want to loot everything. All the loot. Oh. Oh my gosh, I am that strong.
I bet. That hurt, I bet.
Oh my gosh! Holy crap, that was easy. Jolie's friend actually killed the Sith lady? You will see. You will see. That guy that told me to check both embassies for evidence, well, I'm gonna check both embassies for evidence as he suggested.
Got it.
And you will see.
No problem. Got it.
Ooh, an upgrade. I like that. Alright. Yeah, once we get back to the Republic Embassy after this, we will finish that side quest. Yeah, I have my Persuade pretty well maxed out, so I should be able to get out of the trial that's to come. I'm technically violating neutrality deals at the moment.
You there. I don't recognize you. How did you get in here?
I find it funny that, like, if I hack into that computer, you'll see security cameras from all over the base. So she technically could have just watched me ravage that entire half of the base that I just did, and still she's asking me, what are you doing here?
I don't recognize you, and I know every Sith on this planet. We'll get to the bottom of this. Commander Gran, report to the security desk immediately. You authorized this person to enter. I don't...
What?
Oh. I mean, that was more at the hotel than the embassy when that particular guy told me that, but yeah.
Hurt, I bet.
Enchanty foil, I think that's upgradable. That could be a good sword for Salbar. I could hack into that computer, or I could just fight my way through things. I'm gonna save my computer spikes for the end of the game for a reason. And this is where the droid is. Someone threw a thermal detonator.
Let's see what you got.
He'll tell you. Yeah, since you missed that section, basically, there was an Echani who talked about how he found out that the Sith lady is actually like a full-on dark Jedi. And then there was a Rodian who admitted to us that he had been paid by the Sith to plant a medal, one of Sunri's medals at the scene as evidence, quote unquote. I'm using the most basic level anti-droid power and it still nails them because my wisdom stat is so good. Alright, if I remember correctly, there's more Dark Jedi guys in here. Or more droids. I'll take that too.
Not this again! Never too old for this!
Oh man, Zalbar is hitting like a truck. These things have have upgrades that make them energy resistant, so Zalbar using basic physical damage is... Alright, so here's where I'm going to turn on solo mode. Gosh dang it.
Yes?
Will Zalbar be able to make it through? Yes, he's a lot tougher than I am. Oh yeah, it's the other one. Deactivated the heat vents.
What?
Yeah, my guy's kind of low toughness. I think there's another Dark Jedi in here. Somewhere. Or not. Yeah, that should be the whole base. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So now we can leave. They're gonna accuse us of violating treaties, and we can basically just tell them, yeah. Because all the neutrality deals the Selkath have going on, what I did was technically a violation of their laws. So yeah, basically they're telling me the witness accounts say I broke in, and then there were sounds of detonations from within. Fair. Charged with initiating violence. Alright, so basically, here's how you get out of the trial. Here's how you get out of this. It's very difficult to win this trial with the Arbiter. So, the way you win this trial is 1, build high persuade up to this point, and then 2, dismiss the Arbiter. I will defend myself. Not guilty. You're seen entering and leaving the thing. They lured me inside. I was there for diplomatic negotiations. And see, you could just convince them they wanted me in for diplomatic reasons and then just attacked. Because the Sith have a reputation. Now we're gonna go into the bar and talk to the Selkath about his kid. I have information. The Sith hired and you're... The Sith are training the Selkath youth in the ways of the dark side. Maybe this data pad will help. So yeah, I gave him the data pad from that guy because that'll help him in his case. Because we want high level gear here, the money will help. So now we're gonna go through with Sunry's murder trial. First things first, we're gonna go to the Republic Embassy. Alright, so basically, I came out of... So, summary of the last 5 minutes. I recovered the data module that the Republic guy told me about. And then, upon leaving the Sith base, the Selkath arrested me for initiating violence within. And at the trial, I was basically convinced them to let me be by reminding them of the Sith's reputation of causing violence and conquest and turning on their word. I told them they lured me inside for a diplomatic negotiation, then attacked me. Got a phone call, yeah. It happens.
Have you managed to retrieve the data?
Yes.
Excellent. And now for your information. We are not supposed to speak of this, but since you are a Jedi and we have exhausted all the other options, I think I can entrust you with this. As you know, the Republic is fighting for its very existence against the evil of the Sith Empire.
Yep.
As you also undoubtedly know, we're doing very poorly. We need much in the way of supplies and material to stem the tide of battle and bring us victory. Manan is the sole source of KotOR, the most powerful medical substance in the galaxy. Frankly,
So you said.
We need as much of it as we can get. The Selkath conservatives, with their neutrality treaties, seek to treat the Sith and the Republic equally. This includes kolto exports, but a few more far-sighted Selkath see that if the Sith are ever allowed to win, the galaxy will be plunged into darkness, and there would be nothing to stop them from taking Manan anyway. So we made a deal.
Alright.
We recently began construction of a secret underground facility to harvest kolto directly at its source. We also hope to one day be able to synthesize it effectively. Current techniques are insufficient for the task, so we must mine it for now. The amount we take would hardly be noticed, since most is lost naturally before it reaches the surface anyway. We were nearing completion of the base when the digging teams reported some sort of obstruction. An ancient building or artifact, possibly your star map. Transmissions from the base were cut off abruptly after that, and we haven't heard from the station since. We don't know. As you may have noticed, we're hiring a lot of mercenaries around here. Ostensibly, they're to be shipped off-world to aid in our fight against the Sith. But they're really for another purpose. When we lost contact with the station in the Rackard Rift, we sent our contingent of Republic soldiers down to investigate. None returned. We've tried hiring mercenaries and sending them down as well, but none of those expeditions have returned either. The reason we really sent that droid underwater, and the reason we needed its data back so badly, was to find out what happened to the Rackard Rift station. But now that we have the data back, our operation is in no danger of exposure to the Sith. And now I must
see
live
that
up to my end of the
Mandalorian
bargain.
1v1?
I took the liberty of... It has been... I would... The Sith, please. Good luck in your...
Alright, so he just told me about the Hrakart Rift Station where they're mining KotOR directly, but they lost communications, they don't know what happened, and they asked me to investigate, and they think that they believe that my star map is down there somewhere. Sadly, it's not. So yeah, sadly, it's not truly a Mandalorian 1v1. It's more like you come with Canderous out there to give him support, and then the other Mandalorian brings guys with him too, like a dirty freaking cheater. Slice Republic system. Access restricted data archives. Downloading Sunry Incident Archive. So basically, here we go. He pulls a blaster, shoots her in the back. There's a recording. So yeah, basically, there was a recording on that computer of the guy very clearly killing the Sith girl. Since after visiting the Hrakart Rift, we will basically be forced back into the court area anyway, we'll do this first. Gosh dang it. Canderous, yeah. Especially not new modded super stat superhuman Canderous. Yeah, now we're down in the Hrakart Rift, and this is one of the levels I'm super pumped to see in the remake because they went for like a super scary feel here and didn't quite make it. I'm excited to see how the remake done.
How did you get in? Did they send another submersible?
This level in the remake.
Quick, we have to get out of here. We have to get away.
What happened?
No, we have no time. We have to leave now. I managed to close the door after they killed everyone else, but I don't know how long it will hold.
What happened?
The Selkath, they went crazy. They started killing anything that moved. Someone must have triggered the defense systems too, because all the droids activated as well. I was one of the mercs the Republic sent down here to find out. And the Selkath came out, screaming. They're dead. All dead. So we ran. The sharks.
So Selkath went crazy and the sharks are going berserk as well.
No! If you go in there, if you want to die...
Don't worry, I have force healing powers. Alright. Alright. I do have Caldroma robes, which have a +2 wisdom. Yeah, I'll stick with my armor for now. I'll switch to Caldroma robes when, well, you'll see.
Let's see what you got.
That hurt, I bet.
I'm actually breezing through Manon a lot faster than I normally do. It's crazy.
That hurt, I bet.
We have levels. Alright, so let's see what we got here. Alright, we're good to go. Yeah, just look at my dexterity and wisdom stats. It's insanely hard to hit me because the defense moves from my armor plus the defense you get from high dexterity. And my wisdom is crazy as well. That's why I've been able to just like stun lock the Dark Jedi. Yeah, the mechanics of this game are basically Dungeons and Dragons with a Star Wars skin.
That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet.
I still got it.
I bet.
See what you got.
That hurt, I bet.
Deadly toxins.
Why did that cell cast make an exploding droid sound? That was weird.
That hurt, I bet.
I do play D&D sometimes. I have a work buddy that I'll play with sometimes, along with a couple of his friends. And then I also had a campaign I participated in a couple of years ago when I had a job in Yellowstone. Oh yay, carbonite projectors! Yeah, some droids have carbonite projectors, which is kind of frustrating at times. There was actually one on Terrace.
That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet.
Yeah, the fact that I've played D&D is how I know this is just D&D with a Star Wars skin on it. And there's a few other changes too, but the base stats and stuff are D&D. That Sonic emitter is going to be necessary. Just sitting in on D&D sessions, yeah. I've overheard some funny stories. Like there was a story I saw on Reddit. A guy the DM had set up a session that was going to have them traveling down a lane into a canyon and have them go up and down the canyon, face the dangers within. But then the party alchemist decides he's going to...
That hurt, I bet.
Basically build a bottle rocket, strap it to a sled, and launch them across.
I still got it.
And because of his skill levels because the skill levels the guy had at that point, he was basically going to have to roll a natural 20 for it to work. He rolls a natural 20, thus completely dodging an entire like 5-hour session that the dude had planned. Ooh, the lockers. There's a bit here that's really funny.
Got it. No problem. Got it.
Whimpering walker.
Is somebody out there? Fishy, fishy, fishy. Come and eat me too. You can't get me, little fishy. Not in here.
This is
I'm safe
wacky.
behind my walls.
I'm sent by the Republic to investigate what's happened here. By the way, if you recognize the name I gave to my character, let me know.
Investigate? You're just like the others. Father
Dude
from the
is a
Selkirk.
legend. Yep.
Walking fish snacks.
You're
Trump.
not wrong.
If you can run, you might be fast food.
When the Selkirk went insane and started killing everybody, I locked myself in here. I'm safe in here. Nothing can hurt me in here. No fishy food for me.
As epic as the story as that was, I have to admit I feel kind of bad for the DM, who probably spent weeks preparing the session only to have the guy basically hit the skip button, just like, nope.
No.
You literally cannot win this persuade roll. He will not come out. The only way to get him out is to kill him.
Don't know. Go ask them. When the demon screamed, it shook every mind in the station. Bye-bye.
So basically, there was some kind of loud noise that made the cell calf go crazy.
No problem. Got it.
Yeah, Leroy Jenkins, yeah. More sonic emitters. And check the map. And we are now going to go down the other path, get the full base. Ooh. Upgrade piece. Not that I'll need them.
No problem. Got it.
What was that?
That hurt, I bet.
Let's see what you got.
Alright.
That hurt, I bet. That hurt, I bet.
Yeah, I'm basically just gonna clear this whole place out, and then I'll move on to the next section, which is, to be honest, the next section is a little bit annoying, and is the one main reason people hate this planet.
That hurt, I bet.
Not working, yeah.
I still.
No problem. Got it. I think I've been poisoned.
Alright, but so I think there's a closer route if I use the one way over here, but you'll see what I mean. This next scene is really annoying. Remember that environmental suit I picked up a couple rooms back? Well, oh crud. I can't use the airlock over there, so I have to use this one then. Lead party members and begin airlock sequence. You'll see what I mean. This section is annoying. Flop, 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 flop. Oh my gosh. I am moving, if only barely. Alright, so meanwhile, while I'm taking hours to walk across the ocean floor... This is why people hate this planet. It's so freaking slow. Oh, that's better. I can actually see now. Oh crap, I gotta go the other way. Yeah, I couldn't see it properly because I had my lamp shining. So now let's take hours to walk the other way! Ever wondered what a HUD space looks like? The game forces you to walk slowly, yeah. This is like the primary reason everybody hates this planet. Meanwhile, would you like a course on galactic history? Okay, here we go, this guy.
Who's there? You're not Cellcast, I can see that much.
The Republic sent me down to investigate.
I'm a merc the Republic hired a couple days ago to investigate. But all we found was a bunch of insane Cellcats killing everything that moves. All my companions are dead. The Cellcats swarmed over us. They were done. Oh, I'd have gone back to the...
Yeah, you know what section of a game is annoying when you're annoyed just watching someone else do it.
I discovered a way to get to the bay and seal off the rest of the base. I just have to find the KotOR harvester they built on the edge of the Hrackert Rift. It's got an emergency override to open the doors to the submarine docking bay. And I figured my only chance was to slap on an environment suit, head out onto the ocean floor. Besides, it's gotta be safer out on the ocean floor than...
So you think.
I'm not spending another... I'm heading out to the ocean. We should...
And he gets to rocket out ahead of you for some stupid reason. Like, I'm a force-empowered Jedi, and this guy can somehow move faster than me. Doesn't make any sense. Said wrong way, yeah. Yeah, you'll see what those sonic emitters I picked up in the station were for. This is the same guy we were just talking to.
Come on, hurry up.
And his voice changed for no reason.
The water is filled with... Ow! Ah!
My name is Nigel Marvin, and today on Shark Week we visit Manon. Yeah, I've got my sonic emitter down here. See, they're insta-kills. It's stupid. And now I gotta redo that whole bit because they insta-kill you. I got really unlucky with the spawn, now I gotta redo that whole section. At least I know which way to go. I got this way now. You see, if there's two sharks clumped up like that, you're dead. Wow.
Who's there? We...
It feels on that, yeah. Alright, now I'm just gonna save beforehand so I don't have to do another minute of this. And we'll get the cutscene of him getting attacked by the shark.
Come on, hurry up. Don't just stand there, we have to keep moving. The water is filled with... Ow! Ah!
The first time I watched the game, the first time I played this game, that shark made me jump. Anyway, now here's hoping we didn't get stupidly unlucky with the spawns like we did last time. Okay. Looking better for now. And then you gotta freeze in place for a couple seconds, and you see they spawn further apart this time, so I can actually get it. Due to sections like these, yeah. Yeah, I can't blame the rest of the KotOR fan base. I hate this section. It's annoying. There's a reason they sped up the walk speed in the second game. There are environmental suit sections in the second game too, but they're not this painful. In fact, they're kind of goofy because they sped up the walking animation so it'd be bearable. Yeah, we gotta go that way. Let that one shark aggro on us. Gotta play conservative, much as I hate doing so in a section like this. Got him. Alright, I think we're good. I've had it glitch where it would let me use my blasters underwater for some reason, even though you're not supposed to be able to. Cool idea, poorly executed, I totally agree. My favorite version of this type of section I've actually seen is the shipwrecks in Assassin's Creed Black Flag that I was watching my brother play the other day. Because those ones you actually feel like you're traveling some distance and the loot is usually worth it. Like he found the plans for one of the best. Alright, so here we are. Second part of the station, and there's actually like a shortcut. Oh, for grab's sake.
I think that's been poisoned.
Ah. That hurt, I bet.
See, I got sneak attack bonus.
That hurt, I bet.
Ooh, and the stun.
That hurt, I bet.
I think... Oh my gosh, I don't have the thing for it. That's irritating. Alright, we got sections we can loot here before I talk to them. Yeah, you kind of need to talk to these people for this to work.
No, you can't come in here. You'll let the Firaxa and the Selkath in. I won't let you open the door for those
Kill them!
Deactivate depressurization.
No.
And one of the loot drops actually gives you computer spikes so that you can always get out of that. Everything will be okay.
I'm sorry for what I did. I don't know what came over.
We're both just...
When the Selkath went crazy, I thought everyone else except me and Sammy went mad. We had a few people outside the station when it happened.
The Frax and Sharks just tore them apart. It was like they were frenzied.
The next thing we knew, our Selkath, Sammy and me...
So yeah, basically...
I must have been hysterical.
I'm KotOR Nolan, and this is Sammy. We were scientists.
Why did the Selkath go
We don't know. Not...
The work teams were outside in the rift, near the vent. Then there was this rumbling, and my head felt like it was splitting open.
This monster rose up from the rift.
It was a Firaxa shark, I think. Bigger than anything I'd ever seen before.
Right.
It was like it was...
Then...
A giant shark screamed and everything got all frenzied.
It was like...
Well...
Like what?
Why it reacted so violently when our construction efforts got closer to the vent. And also, why it's so large. It must be feeding off the Kolto. Would have to be ancient indeed for it to reach that size.
And all those other Phyraxan sharks? Those might be its offspring.
Which would be why they all swarmed when it called out to them. Children coming to protect their mother.
So yeah.
The Phyraxan sharks have always been a serious problem. We had some blasters and projectile cannons to defend against them, but they still got some of our workers from time to time.
We were working on a soluble chemical compound that would...
Oh, I think not. Even flawed like it is, it should be ideal.
No, it's not working right. You don't know what it'll do. The repellent we made was supposed to drive Phyraxan sharks away, but we never got very far in its development. The one we tested instead was violently toxic to them, rupturing their outer skin in seconds and preventing them from drawing oxygen from the water by clogging their intakes.
Which is exactly what we need in this...
But we don't know how...
We know...
What else?
You don't need to do anything else. We have a canister of the toxin here right now. All you need to do, get away as soon...
Well, the monster seems to have been driven out by the machinery. I think if you could destroy the machine... You can
So basically, she just told me how to reprogram the machinery to self-destruct itself so the thing would calm down. Or I could use the poison. Now, the poison is a very obviously dark side option. And if you do the poison, you'll actually, even if you get out of the trial alive, you'll still be banished from Manon forever, which means you won't be able to complete certain quests. Destroy the harvesting.
You'll have one...
That you know...
I just hope you make the right...
Alright, so... Ooh, level. More wisdom. Alright, got one power. I'm gonna get Master Valor. And then I'll start wearing robes after this. Alright, so. Ooh, a locker. I'm gonna save. So I don't have to, like, redo things again. Beginner lock.
That hurt, I bet.
Oh my gosh, it happened! Did you see that glitch? For some reason my blasters were shooting. Right. No. I got the glitch. I love that I got that on stream. It's so weird. It's not supposed to happen. But sometimes if you're using blasters, you can get them to shoot underwater. Alright. Yeah, sometimes your character will just stick for no apparent reason. And here's the KotOR harvesting machinery. Blop, 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 blop. Okay, so basically the tank on the right, so the ejector holds 3 units, the container holds 5 units, and you have to get the container to 4 units to get the machine to go unstable. So here's what you do: you fuel injector, transfer from injector to container, and then fill injector, transfer from injector to container, leaving 1 unit left in the injector, dump container, transfer from injector to container, 1 unit in there, and now we fill injector, Transfer from injector to container, and the thing blows up. It is that simple. And now because the machinery's dead, the gigantic shark leaves us alone. And we have our star map. And now there's a second airlock on the other side, so we don't have to walk through that huge area again, but it's a one-way thing. It's kind of annoying. But I guess they did it that way, so you'd have to talk to the scientists and know what to do. We're just about done with this annoyingness. Now we can just go this way and end up right back in the original building. Yay, no more underwater nonsense.
You may have defeated the pathetic bounty
And it's
hunter.
Darth Bandon! You were on the Endless Fire, you killed Trask! You see? It's the same guy from the beginning. It's that same Dark Jedi that Trask saved us from. You could say that Trask saved the galaxy.
Do you think those your word?
Alright, so first things first, I'm gonna do that. Alright, let's save. And
Not
he's
this
so
again.
locked!
That hurt, I bet.
Never too
Got him! Darth Malik's apprentice, and we stun locked him. 3,000 credits. Nice. Gosh dang it, I always try looting that a second time, and it just doesn't happen. That's 28. Not bad. Now we will return to the surface. The cutscene, and now we're back in the Republic Embassy.
You've returned.
Hellcats went insane.
Insane? What did they do? And why?
They killed almost everyone on the station.
They killed everyone? And the mercenaries we sent later? That...
Well,
something was down there? Living in the rift by the Kolto?
Gigantic shark that drove them all insane.
It's horrible. The entire operation wasted by a disaster we could never in 1,000 years have foreseen. What has happened to the facility itself? Were there any survivors?
A few scientists.
Well, that's good to know. Good to know indeed. But what has happened to the facility?
Harvesting machine is destroyed.
No, that is terrible. That will set our work back years. It may even cost us the war. While I am glad that you were able to solve our problems, the cost may have ended up being much too high. But you have done your job and helped us in our time of... Oh, and did...
Yep.
As you can see, by helping us, you helped...
Yeah, now we're gonna get into another trial. They detected underwater things and are arresting me. I will come peacefully. You're basically forced into this trial. So yeah, basically, the explosions were at the research station. Both our governments had set up there. We know of this. The machinery had woken up a giant Firaxan. Could it be? Only a legend said he killed it. I destroyed the machinery to save it. The progenitor, that's merely a myth. It was a life bringer. So basically, the Cellcath have a legend that they don't tell to off-worlders of a creature called the progenitor that is the ancestor of not just their species, but the Firaxan sharks as well. And from my story, they believe that the progenitor was woken up by the attempted harvesting of the Kolto, and that my destruction of machines saved it and have thus preserved one of their legends. And so they just let me go. If I poison it, they exile me from Manan forever. So basically, there's a conversation I can have with Sundry where I show him the... Sundry is guilty. I have this recording. You can go through a whole long trial if you don't check for the footage, but that footage is undeniable proof that Sundry is in fact guilty.
Nothing more we can do.
Oh, Sundry, no!
That's that side quest done?
got something up. You did what was necessary. Sunry was guilty. As sad as that fact makes me, justice had to be done. Doesn't matter that his victim was a Sith or that he was once a hero. I only wish that my old friend hadn't done it.
Yep.
But that's the thing about wishes. They don't come true. I don't want to talk about this anymore. My jaw aches.
Alright.
Got something.
Let's talk to Jolie some more.
I don't want to talk about that. Yes, you do. You may mean well enough, but my private affairs are just that. Private. Let me tell you something. Once you've lived as many years as I have, you'll have yourself a long, long list of memories. If you're lucky, most of them will be good. If you're not, some will be bad. If you're really unlucky, some will be so bad you never want to be reminded of them again, ever. You'll go far away, to a place that doesn't hold any memories at all. And there you'll be happy just to forget and be forgotten. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been in love? Truly in love, I mean, and not simple infatuation.
Well...
Exactly. You're still at the beginning.
Funny thing is, I've already completed the Bastila romance arc, so my guy kind of truly is truly in love with Bastila-ish.
The Jedi, with their damnable sense of over-caution, would tell you love is something to avoid. Thankfully, anyone who's even partially alive knows that's not true. Love doesn't lead to the dark side. Passion can lead to rage and fear, and can be controlled. But passion is not the same thing as love. Controlling your passions while being in love, that's what they should teach you to beware. But love itself will save you, not condemn you. Listen to me go on as if I had all the answers. What do I know of love anymore? I'm just a lonely old man who's not even a Jedi. Nope, never was. Technically, I never rose above the rank of Padawan for various reasons.
Yep.
Does that surprise you? I suppose I'm not prone to live my life like most of the Jedi Masters do, that's true. My opinions on love are no different. Love causes pain, certainly. Inevitably, love is going to lead to as much sorrow and regret as it does joy. I suppose there are perfect, eternal loves out there, but I haven't seen any. And how do you deal with the bad part of love is what determines your character. What determines the dark side
this guy
over you.
As funny as he is, he's probably one of the wisest characters Star Wars has ever seen. I mean, seriously. If you did that. Yeah, I would have... as far as I'm concerned, that's just one of the minor oversights, that it doesn't really hurt the game overall. You're not required to talk to the party members like I am. I'm just showing them to you guys because, well, I enjoy them. Character development in this game is great.
I suppose it could. It would take a strong person to make that kind of commitment, I think. Someone with a great sense of self. I'll tell you one thing. Sometimes, no matter how hard you try, you and the one you love simply aren't meant to be together. The trick is to know when that is. To know when it's time to fight and when it's time to part ways. There I go, waxing philosophical again. Somebody blast me already. Let's get going before I start talking in riddles, damn it.
Yeah, as funny as he is, he's probably one of the wisest characters in Star Wars. But yeah, now we know why the Republic were hiring mercenaries, so we can turn in that quest. And we've done the Sunry murder trial. So yeah, I basically had extra 500 credits for doing the primary quest on this planet for that one. Well worth it. It's an immersion factor, exactly. Good characters keep you immersed in the game. Anyway, let's check that quest. Johanny Canderous. Challenge missions, brother. I completely forgot to turn in missions thing. Okay. But yeah, the I'm not gonna deal with that. Dust also. Sadly, we can't go straight to Tatooine because that would. Let's just put it this way: after you get the 3rd star map, there's something that happens, and I want to figure out how to make the cutscenes play on stream for you, because there's a really big cutscene that's important to the plot twist that I really want you to be able to see when I do that particular stream. So, just for now. Yeah, I've got one more thing to do on Tatooine, and so yeah, let's talk to Jolie some more.
Got something on.
Why did you leave the Jedi?
Who said I left the Jedi?
You did.
Well, technically I was only a Padawan. Not that that makes a difference to most, but as for the Order itself, no, I never left it. It left me.
I mean, it left you.
You know what I hate? Well, you know, lots of things really. I'm old and easily annoyed, but that's besides the point. What I really hate are how most people view the Jedi. Everyone thinks that the Jedi are perfect, that they can do no wrong. They think the Jedi Council is completely incapable of injustice.
I certainly don't think that.
I guess you aren't as stupid as you sometimes act.
Hey!
No doubt you've been on the receiving end of Jedi justice at least once, eh? And I'm not even talking about
you
how
have no idea, buddy.
Side. No, that's plenty indication of our fallibility, but it's something else entirely. No, I'm talking about how more than often not, your average robe-wearing Jedi can try to do the right thing and still be completely wrong.
So the Jedi wronged you in some way, I take it?
No, the Jedi always treated me well. It would be foolish and untrue to say otherwise. That's not what I meant anyway. Come to think of it, I don't have to be clear. Someone my age is entitled to ramble, damn it. But for your sake, I'll try to explain. I'll tell you a little tale about a Jedi master I once knew. Hortath, I think. Or was it Hortoth? I could never get it straight.
Oh boy, this one. Go on.
Where was I then? Oh yes, Master Hortath. He was a kindly old Jedi who meant well, but the most nearsighted thing in the Corps, I swear. He would walk into walls, knock over tables, mistake apprentices for rancor beasts, that sort of thing. And he was too proud to submit to proper treatment.
Hey, Yoda,
Some used to counsel him in the urge to use the Force, Master Hortath. Allow the Force to see for you.
Which is actually a thing you can do.
He refused to believe that his eyes were failing. He simply squinted more and more as the years went on. The other Jedi resignedly passing it off as the amusing quirk of a compassionate old man. So, one day a young Padawan meets Master Hortath in the courtyard and, not knowing of his blindness, asks him for directions to the council. Quite sure of himself, Hortath gave the lad directions, which happened to lead back outside and away from the Enclave. The Padawan is confused, naturally, and he asks if Master Hortath is sure, and of course Master Hortath says that he is. The Padawan suggests that perhaps he should ask someone else, but the proud Hortath now feels insulted. He tells the Padawan to take the route he prescribed and no other.
Yep.
Rather dejectedly, the Padawan did as he was told, and so ended up leaving the Jedi Order forever. It was decided that the boy's fate was to leave the Order anyway, though whether that was out of respect for Hortath or because the boy went on to something else, well, we'll never know. No, both of them were from before my time. Well before the Sith Wars, even. The tale is about blindness, and I thought the point was clear. At any rate, you think about it.
A blind
You're
leading
the
the
one
blind
who
type
asked
of
why the
thing, I
Jedi
get
left
it.
me, remember? Now let's get going. My feet are itching for a good run.
Oh yeah. Basically, he thinks the Jedi, in trying to do the right thing, Basically, he sees the Jedi for what they are. People who are trying to do the right thing, but are still flawed like the rest of us.
How may I... What is... Well...
Alright.
I mentioned before that my parents had fled to Taris. In the early days of the Mandalorian War, there had been fighting closer. KotOR was there, yes. My people had a great reputation as warriors, and that appealed to the Mandalore version of honor. They sought to test themselves against us, I think. Test themselves by bombing our world, slaughtering my people while they slept, or while they ran.
So, my view of Yoda is that he got stuck up in the dogmatic and complacent ways of the Jedi, and Order 66 opened his eyes to how, I don't want to say corrupt, but like how blind the Jedi had come to truly be by that point, and he stopped being stuck up as a result. Yoda in Empire Strikes Back is the best form of Yoda, because he realizes where the Jedi had gone wrong before Order 66. Anyway.
They swooped down from space, across the world, firing at anything that moved. They used ships in space to destroy all orbital facilities and bombard the surface. We did resist, and in spite of their violent attack, we did stave them off for quite a while. But in the end, we were doomed. We were not members of the Republic. KotOR was beyond the edge of the Republic, in the Outer Rim. And besides, they could not have known. Our interstellar communications were the first things the Mandalores hit. All other short-range communicators were jammed. We were on our own. We knew what was coming. We had fought the Mandalorians in the first war against Exar Kun and the Sith. We knew there would be no mercy for us. The most we could do was pack the few of our people who survived onto what few ships remained and send them off into space as fast as they could. Most did not make it. My parents carried me as a baby with them, and were lucky enough to escape. They fled as far as they were able, and eventually settled on Taris. They could stand running no further, I think. But Taris was a horrible choice. Dominated by humans, intolerant of other species, it made everyday life unnecessarily hard. My father turned to stimulants. He spent much of his time in local bars and dives. But we are warriors. It runs through our blood. And when he was on stims, he became foolish. He let his warrior nature get the best of him. So he would get intoxicated, and he would fight. And finally, one day, he would die. Killed by a man who provoked him into a fight and killed him like an animal. I am sorry. I cannot talk about this anymore. How may I be...
Alright, so
What did... After my
So I believe that bit triggers Juhani's side quest.
It was not easy. When my father... She worked. In the end... She never recovered. I sat by her, but there was still the... You must understand. They thought it would be appropriate that, with my mother owing them money, the debt should be passed on to me. And with no way to pay, they took me by force.
I hate systems like that.
You have no idea what it is like to be bound like a beast and treated as such.
If it's legends, Qui-Gon taught Yoda how to become a Force Scout.
They treated me like livestock. They were waiting for a buyer to give them some credits for me when the Jedi came
definitely.
To fight the Mandalorians.
That is in both legends and canon. If you remember, there's a scene of Revenge of the Sith where after they discuss where the two children are to go, Yoda asks Obi-Wan to remain in the room and tells him he's going to teach him a technique to commune with his old master. Which would suggest to me that, yes, that is in fact still canon, regardless of which version you're referring to. But yeah.
The Jedi could not abide by what they saw there, and drove the exchange from the face of the world, freeing those of us imprisoned there. But the Jedi soon left to fight their war, and I was like... I swore that I would be... And we both know what has happened. I am grateful to you for having... Someday, I may make it up to...
So yeah.
How may I... What is it? Of course.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure we have one more side quest I could try to trigger. Because we're gonna meet the person who killed Juhani's father. Totally forgot, yeah. There's a lot to Star Wars, and I don't blame anybody who forgets little details. Let's see where we go from here.
What?
I think we can trigger Juhani's side quest. Yep, here he is.
What the hell is your kind doing here? Bad enough I have to deal with all these other idiots, but now there's a stinking KotOR on this world too?
I have as much right to be here as you do, sir.
Ooh, big man. The Jedi shooting his mouth off from behind a lightsaber, or whatever you're carrying.
Cast his set pistols to you, sir.
And a woman at that. We should have exterminated all you KotOR when we had the chance.
What? What do you know about my world?
I know enough that... Hey, wait a minute. You look familiar somehow.
Yep, this is him.
You...
This doesn't concern you, Jedi trash. Now where could I have... No, he's dead, and she likely is too.
What are you talking about?
Maybe I was wrong.
No.
Still, I think a specimen
she's a
like
KotOR,
you would be a nice
Ventress.
addition.
Oh my gosh, I'd have to look up what his Ventress is again.
What would it take, Jedi?
In fact,
for you to
she's
sell
not
your
portrayed
pet
the
here to
same
me?
way KotOR are in the comics. KotOR in the comics are like this Leonin type of race, very feline in appearance.
Now don't be so selfish. We both know KotOR aren't real people anyway. The females make amusing pets.
This guy's such
but
a
the males
racist
should be
jerk.
put down like the animals they are. I remember one time on Taurus.
What? What did you do on...
Put one of you down like the animals you are. So easy. Then I saw one of the females.
It was you.
What? Me? Oh, now you were the little KotOR I was going to purchase. But those Jedi came and stole my pet away from me.
Gotcha. I'd have to... Yeah. I could look that up and come back to you on it. I think she's like an Umbaran or something like that. I'd have to double check.
When I was fighting with the Mandalorians against the KotOR, I developed an appreciation. You Jedi act all prim and proper, but inside you must feel the same way I do about the lesser, non-human species.
I have no idea why he's a
The Sith
Twi'lek.
at
He's
least let
supposed
their
to be a
feelings
human.
show on the outside.
And that honestly makes that bit of dialogue seem
now.
really funny.
Will you let your pet go? I'm sure we can come up with a price we both think is fair.
And I will see you dead for what you have done to my people.
Hold on a second.
You expect her to react any other way, sir?
There is peace. I will... My lust for vengeance.
Yes, but I will have you...
Oh yeah, that's the guy that killed Juhani's dad. Just make them look similar. Yeah, that's fair. And also the fact they didn't really make an accurate character model. Like if you read the Tales of the Jedi comics, up until the redemption arc, the KotOR are portrayed as super Leonin people. Like if you've ever seen Magic the Gathering art for the character Johnny Goldmane, you'll see the type of thing that KotOR is supposed to look like. Yeah, we got a bunch of character side quests to do. Let's see if Jolie has some more to say. I love this guy.
Got something on your...
What do you know about the Sith? Oh, I love this bit.
Bad men. Women too, to be fair.
You must know more than that.
Oh, indeed. They make a fine sandwich also. But don't tell the Jedi Council I said that.
Anything important or not?
And just what gave you the impression that I know anything more about the Sith than you do?
You did. You said you fought them.
Oh, that's right. Damn the ears of the young. I was expecting you to be your usual inattentive self when I met you.
Hey!
So it's true, yes. I fought plenty of Sith. That was during the time of Exar Kun. Oh, 40 years ago now. Has it been that long?
Who is this Exar Kun?
Exar was a Jedi who was corrupted by ghosts of the old Sith, or so they say. He attempted to conquer the Republic and create a new golden age of the Sith.
If I ever start a restaurant, I will throw a Sith sandwich on the menu and write Jolie's quote in the description. That would be too funny.
Better to say he was defeated, but essentially, yes. The victory did not come easily, however.
Happened during the war, then?
That is not a pleasant time to remember. After Exar Kun fell to the dark side, he attempted to recruit other Jedi to his cause. What surprised us, what took us completely unprepared, was how utterly successful he was. Many Jedi joined him and became Sith themselves. Why they did, I will never truly know, but they did. Battle broke out throughout the Order, pupil against master. We fought ourselves.
Must have been difficult.
Yes, more than difficult. Next to impossible. How do
yes,
you
that
fight
is a must.
against someone you love? I dislike such memories. It leaves a taste in the mouth that... it is a sadness I thought I had put aside long ago. Ask me about the war some other time, just not now. I would prefer to be by myself for now.
Yeah, something that snaps him out of his silly nature. But yeah, Exar Kun. I've talked about him on stream previously. There's a long story. But yeah. I'm gonna see something fast. Alright. I didn't upgrade her weapon at all, but I am gonna take these. Alright. Got some modifications to do our party loadout off screen, but for now that will be it. Thank you all for watching and have a nice night. Have a saber sound. Alright. But yeah, that'll be all for tonight. I will try to figure out how to show cutscenes so that next time you'll be able to get the full reveal of the plot twist, but for now that will be all. Thank you all for watching and have a good night. Oh, for crap's sake.